Hi, I'm Margaret Wilkes, and I am a senior in high school, getting ready to graduate, and I am an avid horn player. I've been playing the horn since I was, 10 years old, and been taking lessons for almost that long with my teacher, Anne. And as I've grown up, the horn has become an increasingly important part of my life, and I've been involved in my school band, my school orchestra, with the Wichita Youth Symphony, Wichita Wind Ensemble. But I think the most challenging aspect of my horn playing has been the audition experiences that I have gone through auditioning for the Kansas All-State Band and Orchestra. In addition to where I play the most challenging music, it's been the most challenging in the personal problems that I've faced in conquering my audition fears and being able to play at a high level and succeed. My sophomore and junior year, I was able to secure the second chair in the orchestra, but by the time I got to my senior year, that led to a lot of pressure because there was only one chair left that was better than the second chair in the orchestra, and that was first chair in orchestra. And so in addition to all these pressures that I felt applying for college and just managing my senior year, fighting senioritis and maintaining my very tough school schedule, I needed to try and really hard and get to this first chair. In addition to trying to get first chair, I was trying to get first chair playing a very, very difficult piece, Morceau de Concert by Saint-Saëns, which has an unbelievably difficult last passage, which I had to play at the audition. And I guess the best way to describe that passage is it's kind of like a tightrope, and you only have one chance to play it at the audition, and you're either on the tightrope or you're off the tightrope. And so I had to conquer my fears and make everything work so that I could secure hopefully the first chair. So in order to kind of adopt a strategy to where I could play the piece at the audition at my ultimate level, Anne and I kind of adopted a strategy that combined some biofeedback and obviously some practice, as that's the fundamental of getting better. And we designated several passages and broke them down to where I could work on specific skill sets, such as my fingering and my accuracy with my articulation, and also with working individually with my embouchure. And each of those kind of worked also individually with sensory details, such as the airflow that I used and how I positioned myself and the horn so that I could maintain the best sound, and as well as get all the pitches that were necessary to complete the passage. And so in addition to that fundamental practicing, which helped me get better by improving muscle memory and helping me get used to the different intervals and pitches, Anne and I used the Peak Achievement Trainer, which kind of alerted me to how I should be mentally thinking when I'm playing and what changes I should go through as the passage changed. The beginning of the passage is much more fluid and less challenging than the second part of the passage, and I found during that I needed to have less a sense of alertness because it was a much easier passage to just let my fingers do by themselves with the muscle memory that Anne and I had worked on. Whereas when it changed to the tough arpeggios that increased the range that I was playing in, as well as the articulation and the difficulty level of it, I found that I needed to be more alert, and I was becoming alert, but I was having problems and that I was overcompensating with my body. And the Peak Achievement Trainer let me quantitatively look at how much alertness and focus I had and what I needed to do mentally and physically to compensate for that, so I could reach the ideal amount of alertness to play the passage correctly, and also to transition between the passages, so that it became something that I was familiar with and that I could combine the passages to create something more musical that the auditioners would enjoy. After the exercises that I was working on at home with practicing and combining different sections auditions into one, as well as the peak achievement training that Anne and I were doing during lessons. It got down to the wire with the audition, and the final piece of the puzzle, I guess you can call it, that I used to try and prepare for my audition were hemi-sync CDs, which taught me breathing techniques and relaxation techniques, so that when I got to the audition day, I could relax and empty my mind of all outside factors, such as the audition room that I was in and the people who were around me that I was competing against. And they allowed me to eliminate all of those tensions so that I could focus on what I needed to be feeling mentally and physically, what the peak achievement training had taught me and what I had learned in practice, and so that I could focus just on combining that and on creating music, which is ultimately, you know, whatever chair you get is ultimately what you want to do. And I was so happy. The audition went really, really well, and I did succeed in achieving one of my lifetime goals of getting the first chair in the All-State. And I really believe that it was a combination of the hard practice as well as the biofeedback and the hemi-sync CDs that really let me train myself to what I needed to do and allowed me to focus under a really high stress situation, and allowed me to have such a great experience leading an entire horn section of some of the best horn players in Kansas, and those will be memories that I'll cherish for a long time to come.